A new season is coming, and 2026 is about to change the anime world. From long-awaited sequels to brand new legends, these are the most anticipated anime of the next season. Get ready, this is where the hype begins.
寄り道ばかりですけれどね。
Number 16 Frieren, Beyond Journey's End. Frieren, Beyond Journey's End, Season 2 stands as the 16th selection among the best anime of 2026, and it fully earns this position through its rare emotional depth and mature storytelling. This season continues Frieren's quiet yet powerful journey, focusing on the passage of time, the weight of memories, and what it truly means to understand humanity. Unlike typical fantasy anime driven by constant action, Frieren excels through atmosphere, subtle character development, and reflective themes that resonate deeply with viewers. Season 2 expands the world with richer lore, stronger emotional arcs, and more profound relationships, especially as Frieren confronts the consequences of immortality and loss. The animation remains beautifully restrained, complemented by a melancholic soundtrack that enhances every moment of silence and reflection. This is an anime that values meaning over spectacle, delivering a thoughtful, unforgettable experience that lingers long after each episode ends.
それじゃあ行こうか。
地下都市吉原桃源郷
Number 15 Gintama, Yoshiwara in Flames. Gintama, Yoshiwara in Flames is one of the darkest and most powerful arcs in the entire Gintama series, proving that this anime is far more than just comedy. Set in Yoshiwara, the underground city that never sees the sun, this arc focuses on themes of freedom, oppression, and the price of protecting what you love. What makes this arc special is its perfect balance between brutal action, deep emotional storytelling, and character development. Introduction raises the stakes dramatically, presenting a villain who embodies pure chaos and strength, while characters like Hinawa and Seda add emotional weight and human vulnerability to the story. Visually, the arc stands out with intense fight choreography, dramatic lighting, and raw expressions that elevate every confrontation. Unlike typical shonen arcs, Yoshiwara in Flames doesn't rely on power-ups alone. It emphasizes ideology, sacrifice, and the clash between light and darkness. This arc marks a turning point for Gintama, showing how effortlessly it can shift from humor to tragedy, and why it deserves recognition as one of the most emotionally impactful arcs in modern anime.
バッシュ・ザ・スタンピード。
Number 14 Trigun Stargaze. Trigun Stargaze is the bold continuation of the Trigun universe, expanding on the foundations laid by Trigun Stampede with a darker, more emotional, and more mature tone. This anime blends high-impact sci-fi action with deep character drama, focusing on Vash the Stampede not just as a legendary gunman, but as a broken pacifist struggling with guilt, identity, and the cost of his ideals. Visually, Trigun Stargaze stands out with cinematic CGI animation by Studio Orange, delivering fluid gunfights, expressive character acting, and a harsh desert world that feels alive and oppressive. The series leans heavily into moral conflict, questioning whether peace is truly possible in a world built on violence. Its soundtrack, direction, and pacing create a tense, atmospheric experience that constantly builds toward emotional payoff. Rather than simple action, Trigun Stargaze is a character-driven sci-fi drama about humanity, responsibility, and hope, making it a powerful evolution of the classic Trigun story.
目覚める時も近いわ。
はい、おはようございます。
リツ、タイムは？
Number 13, Assassination Classroom the Movie, Everybody's Time. Assassination Classroom the Movie, Everybody's Time is a compilation film that retells the complete story of Assassination Classroom with a cinematic flow, designed for both newcomers and longtime fans. The movie follows Class 3E, a group of misfit students tasked with assassinating their teacher, Koro-sensei, a superpowered being who threatens to destroy the Earth within 1 year. What makes this film stand out is its perfect balance of comedy, action, and emotional depth. Beneath its absurd premise lies a powerful story about education, personal growth, and finding self-worth. Visually, the movie sharpens key action scenes and emotional moments, while the pacing removes filler and keeps the narrative tight and impactful. Koro-sensei remains one of anime's most unique mentors, both hilarious and deeply inspiring. Ultimately, Everybody's Time is not just about assassination, but about time, choices, and the lasting impact of a great teacher, making it an unforgettable anime experience.
我々は手を組むしかない。
私の目標枚数
Number 12, Golden Kamuy. Golden Kamuy is the powerful conclusion to one of the most unique and intense anime series of recent years. Set in post-Russo-Japanese War Hokkaido, this final season brings the long-running treasure hunt to its ultimate climax, where every faction finally collides. What makes Golden Kamuy stand out is its rare balance of brutal survival action, sharp dark humor, and deep historical authenticity, especially its respectful and detailed portrayal of Ainu culture. Final season elevates everything: higher emotional stakes, smarter mind games, and relentless confrontations between unforgettable characters like Sugimoto the Immortal, Asurpa, and Lieutenant Tsurumi. Visually, the animation delivers raw, grounded combat and expressive character acting, while the soundtrack reinforces both tension and tragedy. More than just a finale, Golden Kamuy final season is a payoff to years of storytelling, closing its themes of greed, identity, and survival with weight, maturity, and impact, making it an essential watch for fans of serious, character-driven anime. Number 11, All You Need Is Kill. All You Need Is Kill is a high-concept sci-fi action anime that blends intense battlefield combat with a deep psychological time loop narrative. The story follows Keiji Kariya, a rookie soldier trapped in a brutal war against alien creatures known as mimics, where death is not the end but the beginning. Every time he dies, time resets, forcing him to relive the same day again and again, slowly turning experience into power. What makes this title stand out is its sharp focus on repetition, trauma, and growth, showing how endless failure forges skill, strategy, and mental resilience. The anime delivers fast-paced action, military sci-fi aesthetics, and a dark, mature tone, while exploring themes of fate, free will, and the cost of survival. With its unique time loop mechanic, emotionally grounded characters, and relentless intensity, All You Need Is Kill is a standout sci-fi experience that challenges both its protagonist and its audience, making every death meaningful and every battle unforgettable.
少年は皆ヒーローに憧れ、ヒーローを目指す。
Number 10, My Hero Academia, Vigilantes. My Hero Academia, Vigilantes, Season 2 expands the My Hero universe by focusing on the heroes who operate in the shadows, outside the law and far from the spotlight of UA High. This season continues the story of Koichi Himawari, a powerless college student who uses his modest quirk to help people on the streets, slowly growing into the vigilante known as the Crawler. Season 2 dives deeper into the darker side of hero society, where illegal hero activity, underground crimes, and moral gray areas take center stage. The anime stands out with a more grounded and mature tone compared to the main series, showing the consequences of quirk usage without licenses and the true cost of heroism. Intense street-level battles, character-driven storytelling, and emotional development define this season, while familiar My Hero Academia characters appear from a new and refreshing perspective. With stronger villains, higher personal stakes, and a rawer atmosphere, Vigilantes Season 2 highlights that being a hero is not about fame or rankings, but about responsibility, sacrifice, and choosing to act when no one else will.
どうでもいい。どうでもいいな。
Number 9, Boku no Kokoro no Yabayatsu. Boku no Kokoro no Yabayatsu, also known as The Dangers in My Heart, is a refreshing and deeply human romantic anime that stands out by breaking classic rom-com stereotypes. The story follows Kyotaro Ichikawa, a socially awkward middle school boy with dark thoughts and zero confidence, whose quiet world slowly changes after getting closer to Anna Yamada, the most popular and cheerful girl in his class. What makes this anime special is its realism. The awkward silences, inner monologues, misunderstandings, and small emotional moments feel incredibly authentic. Instead of exaggerated comedy, it focuses on subtle character growth, emotional vulnerability, and gradual trust between two very different people. The anime balances gentle humor with heartfelt romance, showing how love can grow from insecurity into genuine connection. If you're looking for a romance that feels honest, mature, and emotionally rewarding, Boku no Kokoro no Yabayatsu is an absolute must-watch. Number 8, Sentences to Be a Hero. Sentenced to Be a Hero is a dark fantasy anime that completely redefines what it means to be a hero. Set in a brutal world where heroism is not a choice but a punishment, the story follows criminals who are sentenced to fight on the front lines against terrifying monsters as a form of execution. Instead of glory or admiration, these so-called heroes face constant death, psychological pressure, and moral conflict, knowing that survival is never guaranteed. Adapted from the acclaimed light novel series, the anime blends intense action with deep philosophical themes, exploring guilt, redemption, and the cost of sacrifice. Its gritty atmosphere, mature storytelling, and morally gray characters set it apart from traditional hero narratives. With high-stakes battles, emotional weight, and a unique justice system at the core of its world, Sentenced to be a Hero delivers a powerful and unsettling experience that challenges the very idea of heroism itself.
勇者系に処す。
せっかくの慰安旅行だ。
Number 7, That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. The movie Tears of the Blue Sea arc. That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. The movie, Tears of the Blue Sea arc expands the world of Tensura with an emotionally driven story that blends high fantasy action, political tension, and deep character growth. Set in a coastal region influenced by ancient magic and forgotten alliances, this arc follows Rimuru Tempest as he faces a crisis tied to the mysterious Blue Sea, where grief, sacrifice, and unresolved history threaten the balance between nations. The movie elevates the franchise with cinematic-level animation, large-scale battles enhanced by fluid choreography, and a powerful soundtrack that amplifies both emotional and epic moments. New characters are introduced with meaningful backstories, while familiar faces are pushed into morally complex decisions that challenge Rimuru's ideals as a ruler. Unlike typical Isekai films, Tears of the Blue Sea focuses heavily on emotional stakes, legacy, and the cost of leadership, making it a darker and more mature chapter in the Tensura universe. This movie is not just an expansion, but a defining moment that reinforces why That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime stands as one of the most influential modern fantasy anime franchises.
劇場版転生したらスライムだ。いません。
これが大災害か。
Number 6, Fire Force Season 3 Part 2. Fire Force Season 3 Part 2 is the explosive continuation of one of the most visually intense and thematically rich shonen anime in recent years. This part pushes the story into its darkest and most decisive phase, where the conflict between the Fire Force, the Evangelist, and the fate of the world reaches a critical point. The animation quality remains a standout, with dynamic camera work, sharp choreography, and stunning fire effects that elevate every battle. Character development takes center stage as Shinra, Sho, and the captains are forced to confront their beliefs, pasts, and true roles in the Great Cataclysm. The soundtrack and sound design once again amplify the tension, making every ignition feel impactful. Fire Force Season 3 Part 2 is not just about action, but about destiny, sacrifice, and the final answer to what fire truly represents in this world.
救うから救世主なんだ。
Number 5, Puella Magi Madoka Magica the Movie, Walpurgisnacht Rising. Puella Magi Madoka Magica the Movie, Walpurgisnacht Rising is a highly anticipated continuation of the Madoka Magica universe, expanding its dark, psychological, and philosophical narrative. The film explores the consequences of past choices and dives deeper into the fragile balance between hope and despair, focusing especially on the emotional and moral struggles of Madoka and Hamura. True to the series' identity, it presents a striking visual style filled with surreal imagery, symbolic environments, and bold contrasts that reflect the characters' inner turmoil. The storytelling is layered and intense, combining quiet, emotionally heavy moments with powerful dramatic turns. Its haunting musical score elevates the atmosphere and reinforces the sense of tragedy and inevitability that defines the franchise. Rather than being a simple magical girl story, this movie examines themes of sacrifice, free will, fate, and the cost of saving others. Walpurgisnacht Rising delivers a profound, emotionally charged experience that solidifies Madoka Magica's reputation as one of the most mature and unconventional works in anime cinema.
今宵の夢の幕開け。
自分にも嘘をつかず、綺麗にまっすぐアイドルを目指すのがお前。
Number 4, Ashinoko Season 3. Ashinoko Season 3 continues the series' bold exploration of the entertainment industry, diving deeper into the cost of fame, ambition, and truth. This season pushes its characters into more complex emotional and professional conflicts, where public image and private reality collide with greater intensity than ever before. The narrative sharpens its focus on manipulation, identity, and consequence, unfolding with deliberate pacing and sustained tension that keeps the audience fully engaged. Visually, the animation maintains a high cinematic standard, using expressive lighting and framing to heighten dramatic moments, while the soundtrack reinforces the psychological weight of each scene. Season 3 stands out not only as a continuation of the story, but as a maturation of its themes, delivering a compelling, emotionally charged experience that challenges how success, love, and authenticity are portrayed in the modern entertainment world.
なんだやっと
Number 3, Hell's Paradise Season 2. Hell's Paradise Season 2 continues its dark, intense journey into a world where survival comes at a brutal cost. The story follows Gabamaro, a seemingly emotionless assassin whose struggle between his violent past and his desire for redemption grows even deeper. As the characters remain trapped on a mysterious and deadly island, the second season expands the lore, revealing unsettling truths about immortality, humanity, and the nature of sin. With heightened psychological tension, more complex character development, and increasingly visceral action, this season pushes both its heroes and villains to their limits. Visually striking and narratively ruthless, Hell's Paradise Season 2 delivers a relentless blend of horror, philosophy, and high-stakes combat, solidifying the series as one of the most intense dark fantasy anime experiences of its generation. Number 2, Chain Soldier Season 2. Chain Soldier Season 2 continues the dark and thrilling story set in a world plagued by mysterious gates called Mado, from which dangerous creatures emerge. Only women with special powers can fight these threats, and the story follows Yuki Wakura, an ordinary boy whose fate becomes unexpectedly tied to these battles. This season dives deeper into Yuki's character growth, the complex relationships within the anti-Mado squad, and the intense, high-stakes action that keeps viewers on edge. With sharper animation, darker themes, and new powerful enemies, Season 2 promises even more excitement, strategy, and twists for fans of supernatural action. Number 1, Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3, Culling Game Part 1. Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3, Culling Game, Part 1 marks a bold and high-stakes evolution of the series, pushing its dark fantasy world into its most complex and brutal phase yet. Centered on the Culling Game, a deadly ritual designed to force sorcerers into constant combat, this season elevates both the narrative and thematic intensity of the franchise. The story expands its scope dramatically, introducing new rules, powerful players, and morally gray conflicts that challenge everything the characters believe in. Yuji Itadori and his allies are no longer simply fighting curses, but a twisted system built to exploit human ambition, fear, and survival. Visually, the season maintains MAPPA's signature cinematic animation, combining sharp choreography with visceral emotional weight. Strategically driven battles, psychological tension, and deep character development define this arc, making it one of the most intellectually engaging and narratively ambitious installments in modern shonen anime. And that's it for the most exciting anime coming in winter 2026. Which one are you hyped for the most? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe for more anime updates, and turn on notifications so you never miss what's next. Until then, keep watching anime, and I'll see you in the next video.